You're good.
Cheer. You guys are now listening to the Crime Pays podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Sanchez. I got my co-host with me, Young Glizzy.
Yeah.
What's going on, Glizzy?
Out here.
All right, we're back from our 2-week hiatus. Took a little time off. Shout out to the views for staying up.
Yeah,
you know
that's a fact. It's surprising.
Yeah, sometimes they go in a dip and it's like depressing. But I guess, the last week's topics were good and shit. What's up with you, man? How you been?
I've been good, dude.
Been
I can't
healthy?
complain. Yeah, I'm healthy. I'm eating good. I've been thinking about starting to do a run. You inspired me. Starting to do a run around the block.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's hard to get time to go to the gym. Because I got so many ideas. And then at the gym, I think of pod topics. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm over here now. So, but I think I'm going to start doing the runs like how you used to do them.
Yeah, man, I got to get back into running too.
Yeah.
It's fun, especially now the weather. The weather really...
Yeah, the weather the other day is what really made me think about it too.
Yeah, you can take your shirt off, run outside, and be super comfortable, Before it was a swampy mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad.
Florida.
All right, let's get into the show, bro. America is cooked, bro.
Dude.
The country's cooked. Everything sucks. Everything's expensive. Freaking gambling is ruining our sports. The best player to ever play baseball is Japanese. Dude. Hip-hop is in the gutter. We're not in the top 100. Republicans are infighting. Democrats are shutting down the government for free health care for illegals. We don't get free health care. The no kings people want the king to feed them. They're mad. You know what I mean? There's no EBT. Dude, what the hell's going on out here, bro?
Dude, it really sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It really does, dude. I don't blame Trump for this, I just blame I blame everybody else, dude. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Republican, Democrat. I think everybody just doesn't have their shit straight.
And the whole government shutdown sucks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude.
Who gives these people the right to shut down the government?
Dude, and when
they work for us. Like, who told you could go and take a vacation for 3 months and not give poor people their food stamps and not have NASA closed down and have the national parks closed down and have all this crap because you want to give free health care to non-citizens of the United States and you want us to send millions and billions of dollars all over to these weird-ass countries to do a bunch of weird-ass shit that we don't want, dude.
Dude, they're not even doing that weird shit over there, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, look, they're pocketing the money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know this for sure, but why the hell do we care about an LGBTQ program in Africa?
Yeah.
All right, you want an LGBTQ program in America? I'm down, bro. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And
okay.
the corrupt
I'm about
politicians over there take that money and go build a pool on their freaking ranch, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's what they do with the money.
Yeah.
And then they have Democrats, people that are ill-knowledged and just watch CNN all day. They have them thinking it's because of the Republicans.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, then why is it the Republicans' fault, dude? Like, explain why. Because we don't want to give money to people that aren't citizens. We don't want to support, like, all these dumb subsidies. That's the real issue.
My healthcare premium jumped up triple.
Blame the Democrats.
I just signed up for that. No, actually, I looked into it because I was like, yo, is this a government thing or is this an insurance company thing? And it's definitely an insurance company thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was joking about the Democrat thing, but there's lobbyists when it comes to healthcare anyways. So it's hard for any president to be able to do much with that. Like even when Obamacare was created, he had to go through the lobbyists first.
Yeah.
You have to make a deal. So he gave them the green light to raise their premium once Obamacare came out, He only did that during his presidency. I was listening about it today.
I got to start using it, During my lose weight journey and my handsome journey, I didn't really need to go to the doctor much this year. So I've only went a handful of times. But now that I'm paying triple for the same thing, I'm going to start going more.
Just start going, bro. But before my insurance ended, right? Because I'm a insurance-less man out here. Before my insurance ended, I did my teeth, got a deep cleaning, did a whitening. I got my testosterone levels checked because I wanted to see where I was at.
What number were you
I
at?
did. I was at like 392, 4. I sit on the lower end.
That's a little low, dude.
No. But below average is like 3 something.
Oh, all right. Mine right now are about 1,200.
Yeah. My low testosterone count will explain my low libido.
Yeah. I got the testosterone levels of a small horse.
Yeah. What do you have?
About 1,200.
Yeah, but my generation, like my generation can sit there and there could be men my age that have a high testosterone, but for majority of my generation, there is a low T count. Like below average is
you can raise it.
350.
You can raise it. Once you start running and you start lifting, it goes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It goes up. But most people in my generation, when you don't work out and you're drinking Diet Coke like I do, you're vaping like I do, you're eating garbage food, chips, processed shit. Like
watching love movies with your girl.
I mean, I don't think that lowers the T count.
I only watch Rambo and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but all that shit lowers your T, dude. Like, we have shitty food here in America.
No, we have good food too. You just got to seek it out.
Yeah.
And you got to pay a little
Yeah,
extra,
it's not, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
If you want to be like, there's our food here sucks, there's all these things in it. Well, where are you eating at? Are you going to eat at Wendy's all the time? Are you going where are you going?
Yeah, I mean,
you could go to Wild Fork. You could go to Whole Foods. You could buy grass-fed beef. You could buy whole eggs. You could buy whole milk, and you could dial in your you know what I'm saying, your thing. But if you live on Uber Eats and you go into your favorite restaurant and getting takeout food and you're eating Chinese food and you're eating pizza, yeah, that's just poison,
Yeah, and I see this ideology of people always saying that, what you eat doesn't matter as long as you go to the gym, and you could get stuck in that loop. Like, I was even believing it at first, but I think a diet's more important than the gym, because once you diet.
Yeah, for overall health.
Yeah, for overall health is what I'm speaking on.
Yeah, because you can work your ass off and eat junk food, and as long as you're young, your body will burn it and stuff like that, but long term, no bueno.
Yeah, but I'm about to turn 27 years old. I got to start taking care of this temple God gave me.
Facts. All right, today was election day. I didn't vote even though I should have. Election day for mayors and cities, but
I didn't vote either.
I didn't vote, bro, because, Miami-Dade is like, this is not an excuse. This is wrong. Everybody should go and vote. I know I'm wrong for this, but Miami-Dade is such a Democrat stronghold that I felt like going was just going to be a waste of time. You know what I mean? Like, the Democrats are going to win Miami. If it comes out tomorrow that it was a close race and they won by a couple thousand votes, then I'm going to feel bad about myself. But if it's a blowout, it's like, dude, why am I going to go park, wait online, wait on all those people, you know what I mean?
Well, wasn't Miami red when Trump ran?
Yeah, but that was for like a federal level.
Federal? Yeah, because
this is like a city-state thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so whatever. We'll see. Zoran Mandami, the controversial...
Mandami the commie.
Yeah, dude. That's a good one.
Yeah, dude.
He won, dude.
Dude, that is crazy, dude.
Yo, Americans, New Yorkers voted in an openly socialist, communist... Well, technically it's democratic socialist, right? But when they asked him about communist leaders, he would not denounce them.
No.
He danced around the question. He wouldn't go out there and say it. You know what I mean? And it was pretty obvious. You know what I mean? It was pretty obvious. So they elected it. I can't believe it. That's crazy.
I told you earlier why he won.
Why?
He won because he is doing something that my generation cares deeply about, and the older generation, the boomers that are running for mayor, you know what I mean, aren't grasping. And that is content. I'm not watching the CNN interviews on cable TV, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not watching Fox News on TV. I'm watching it on YouTube. You know what I mean? I'm watching these podcasts talk about these people. That's what I'm doing. And Mandami was all over my Instagram, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not even in New York.
Yeah.
I don't even care about their mayor election. And he was all over my Instagram. So if you're a Democrat, right, and you're a young Democrat, when you go to that poll and the name you see is the one that's most familiar and you see he's linked to your party, who are you voting for? Mandami, bro. That's the guy you saw on Instagram go to the gay club and scream about freedom.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to vote for because that's the one that's most familiar to you. You know, and that's what all these politicians got to start doing. You got to start going on these podcasts because the mainstream media isn't the route anymore because, yeah, you could go on the mainstream media and probably get the majority of the older Democratic vote. But when it comes to Republicans and independent voters, they go to social media because they don't trust the mainstream media.
Yeah, and he didn't have any like real strong opposition either. Like Cuomo, he used to be the governor of New York, and he got kicked out.
Yeah,
because of some BS he did during COVID. So he got ousted from the governor's seat and from some Me Too scandal. So he wasn't a good runner-up for that, even though I think he would do a better job, and I think he's more of a New Yorker than Mandani is. You know what I mean? Then you got the other guy, Curtis Silva, the guy with the funny hat. He didn't have a chance to win. You know what I'm saying? If anything, he took away votes from Cuomo because he's more conservative.
yeah.
So Mandami had a clear road to victory, but now it seems like Trump's not going to fund them federally because Mandami says he's not going to support ICE. He's in New York City because right now NYPD is working side by side with ICE, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Eric Adams, even though they were a sanctuary city, Eric Adams is going to go to jail for some BS, and Trump helped him out. I guess they made a deal. I'll help you get out of this situation, but you can't run again. You got to drop out of the race, and you got to help ICE. NYP has to help ICE work over there. That's not like written in stone, but that's what I feel like happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
So
that makes sense. Bro, any other Democrat nominee would have been better than Mandami.
yeah.
I don't really care for New York. You know, I do care about New York because you know what happens is these New Yorkers vote their city into shit and then come over here and then vote my city into shit.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, houses already went up when you guys pulled up over here during COVID. My food price went up because you guys pulled up over here during COVID. Like, dude, I'm getting tired of it, dude. Everyone's emigrating to Miami. And as I do see, it's beautiful. Like, I think Miami is the new Hollywood, you know, when you're looking at this new era of content when it comes to, you know, podcasting, live streaming. And
it sucks, though. It sucks because there's no... If you go to Brickell and you go to downtown Miami and you go to Wynwood and all those things and you walk around there, nobody there is a Miami native. Everybody is from a different state. Like, they cashed out their high as fuck real estate over there. They came over here. They bought in our city. And now when you walk around, everybody's like from Chicago, everybody's from New York, everybody's from LA, and it's not even like, it doesn't even feel like Miami anymore.
Yeah, bro. You know, they screwed it up, bro, coming over here.
Yeah. You know? But yeah, bro. I don't know about that. I don't know about that Mandami guy. I mean, how much power does a mayor actually have? Like, how much can they actually change? You know I
mean, over the governor, none.
He says he's going to put a freeze on rent so it doesn't go up anymore. But
all right, dude.
A studio, like a room in New York City, is like $4,000 a month.
That's crazy.
Okay, now you freeze it. Now, okay, it's going to stay $4,000 a month for the next 4 years of his term. Wow. What a break for the people, right? Yeah. He's going to make buses free and subways free.
How?
Yeah, he's just going to open the gates and let everybody in free. But if you've ever been in New York City, nobody pays for the bus. In Miami, nobody pays for the bus, bro. The bus driver doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like, you can scan your card.
I don't know, dude. I pay for the bus.
I'm just saying.
I paid for the bus.
I've gone on the bus and paid, and I've gone on the bus and not paid. You know, not because I wanted to be a douchebag, but just because I didn't have enough credits, and I didn't know I didn't have enough credits, and I didn't want to run back, miss the bus, load it, so I just was like, bing, it went red, like it didn't go through, and then nobody cared, and I just walked in. You know what I mean? And then I was watching everybody else get on the bus, and people weren't even scanning it. They were just getting on it and getting off of it.
That's crazy.
I mean, a bus driver ain't going to enforce that.
Yeah, especially without a security. Like, what are you going to do, bro?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What are you going to do when, like,
they don't care.
5 YNs pull up and fucking walk in there?
Care,
like,
bro.
what you gonna do,
they don't
bro?
care. They're just doing their route. You know?
Yeah.
Whether you pay or you don't pay, that's it. So, yeah, he wants to do that, and, he's going to tax everybody 2% more. Everybody who makes $1 million, 2% more, right?
Okay, so now you lost all your millionaires
Yeah,
in New York.
but you think, okay, that's only 2%. What's the big deal? But it's not 2%,
It's not, dude.
because what it is that New York has a state income tax. Florida doesn't have that, so you're already getting hit by the
Exactly.
state. Nasty. Then inside New York City, they have their own income tax. So now you're getting taxed double, right? If you make over $1 million a year, right? Now he's gonna put 2% more, right? So I think it was like at 52% of your income. If you make over $1 million a year, 52% of your income in New York is going towards government. That's a lot. That's like $500,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So now 2% more. So now you're going to be at, if it was like 52 or 54, it's going to be 56, 57%. So these people are already getting taxed. Now you figure, okay, but who cares about multimillionaire people, dude? We're middle class people. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so what? They got to pay 57% of their income. But you got to think about it like it's not hard to make $1 million in New York City, right? There's a lot of people that make over $1 million in New York City, regular people. If you own a halal cart, if you own a hot dog cart, right? You make that. But then you got to pay your employees, you got to pay your food prices, like street food is like a big thing in New York. There's lines of that stuff. You open up a pizzeria, you're going to gross more than $1 million a year. And it doesn't mean you're filthy rich. You know what I'm saying? It just means that you opened up a business and your business is grossing more than $1 million a year. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I mean, dude, this ideology of taxing the rich and like, okay, we tax the fucking rich. You really trust a man to fucking give you something from that rich's money?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where I don't get it. Like, I don't really care. Like, I think it should just be like, a straight thing across the board. And it's fine with that. I'm fine with businesses having what's it called when your employees form a group? I'm having a brain fart here.
Union.
A union. I'm fine with unions, you know what I mean? But like to sit there and tax the rich man more money in hopes of you getting like what benefits? Like what benefits are coming from this when we tax the rich more?
Well, he said he's going to make the subway. He's going to make the subway free.
You just told me nobody pays it. So what does it matter?
Exactly, but this is what he's running on. This is what the 2% is going to be. The 2% is going to go towards social programs, transportation. He wants to build government supermarkets where they don't tax on the food to make it a little cheaper. These are like crazy ideas that he has.
Dude, I'm down. I like them, but I don't see how they function at all. You know what I mean? Because when you tax your rich more and more money, you're going to get the same problem Cali's having where all their fucking people are moving to Texas and moving to Florida. And then you guys have nobody. You know what I'm saying? Now who's funding your cities?
Yeah.
You need these rich people so they could open up businesses and supply more jobs for more people. You know what I mean? I'm down with like taxing them a little bit more, but like we don't got to tax them out their ass, bro. Yeah. I'm cool with America having billionaires and millionaires.
All right. Well, Nick Fuentes was on Tucker Carlson, and it caused a big stir in the right wing party. Not so much the left. The left didn't really care. You know what I'm saying? It was the right wing that went crazy. They're trying to cancel Tucker. They're taking away his funding.
That's crazy.
Nick Fuentes is a dangerous man, dude. Not because the controversial things that he says. It's not that, right? Because we have that from all different kinds of people.
Yeah, Andrew.
It's the fact that they're not scared of what he's saying. They're scared of his ability to make other people believe what he's saying. Right? Because you could go on, you could get here on the mic and you could talk a bunch of crap and say a bunch of things, but people are not going to, that's like rage bait, right? But people aren't going to lock in and actually believe what you say. They're just going to go, all right, this guy is just wants attention. This guy's a loser. This guy's a racist. This guy is an anti-Semite. This, you know what I'm saying? But the way Nick does it, he gets people on his side. He's got a whole group of followers called the Groypers, and they do vote and they do press. Like, they go out and they they go to, like, they make their voices heard, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So
that's not even the one scary thing about Nick. I think the scariest thing about Nick Fuentes, and this is for the left and for, some people on the right, is that he calls everybody out by name, dude. Yeah. Like, he doesn't vaguely say,
this is the left.
Oh, this is what they're doing. This is what they are doing, like Andrew Tate does. No, Nick Fuentes comes with receipts, well-spoken, probably the best speaker I've heard from my generation. You know what I mean? For real, like,
and does
talking-wise.
it with no script.
No script.
Every night for 3 hours.
Dude, that's hard, dude. I make myself a script before I do a rant on some bullshit. No script. He does. And he comes with receipts. And he comes with the names. Like, that's scary, dude. Yeah. And especially when you're getting called out, like, that could be even scarier. Yeah. Oh, this is why this person is linked to this person. And he links it all and he follows the money trail and shows it to you. Yeah. That's what's scary about it.
And then Nick Fuentes. Okay, well, let's see what he's talking about. And then you go on your computer and you start fact-checking everything. And everything checks out. And you're like, yo.
That's what's scary about him. Him and Alex Jones.
Yeah. No, Alex Jones is not so much. Alex Jones talks about interdimensional demons.
Yeah, but he's more of an entertainer versus Nick is more serious.
Yeah, Nick's more fact based.
Yeah, but if you fact checked Alex Jones, like
Alex Jones, to me, he's an entertainer. He's like, oh, I got contacts in the CIA that told me that this is happening. Yeah. That shit never happens. But it's still funny to, watch his clip of him freaking out and banging his head on the table. You know what I'm saying? That shit's hilarious. And some of the things he says is right, but most of it you could tell it's more like
the globalist.
Yeah, but and he's human.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you watch him fucking have a meltdown. You watch him get super fat and drunk, and you watch him lose weight and come back and fix himself, and he talks. So he's, if you follow it, like, he's a real person going through real things, and he's just, he's an entertainer, but,
But sometimes his shit be coming out as facts. Like when he said they're turning the frogs gay, that shit was funny, but then it came out the frogs really were turning gay. You know what I mean? Or like switching genders.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But I didn't like that. I didn't like that on the right, them trying to cancel Tucker, because we're not the party of canceling and shutting people up. You know what I mean?
Dude, I think, the Republican Party is becoming so big.
And Nick's been going on a run. He was on Patrick David. Nobody really cared. I'm sure they got some pushback. Like, they probably got some nasty emails or whatever.
They got a lot of love, though. Like, in the comment section, a lot of love.
He's going to be on Tim Pool's show. He did some with Dave Smith, and those people wasn't like boom, but I think because Tucker is like the number one influencer on the right, and then he brought Nick in, you know what I mean? I think that really stirred them up, and they've both been talking like anti-Israel talk, you know what I mean? From both. But if you watched, when I saw it, I was like, oh shoot, this is gonna be good. I clicked on the thing, but it was a softball interview. Like, they didn't get into anything deep.
One thing
they didn't debate. They agreed on most things. You know what I'm saying? When Nick said he says something about he was a fan of Stalin. Tucker was just like, what? And he was like, oh, we don't got to talk about that. Like, let's move on. Like, he should have pushed back on Nick. Like, why are you a fan of Stalin? You feel me?
I mean, I felt like the interview brought me to understanding the individual better. I felt like I comprehend Nick Fuentes a little better after that interview. No. Like, it wasn't, I could watch Nick Fuentes' show to hear his ideologies, but something Tucker Carlson did in that interview showed me that Nick Fuentes is human. Does that make sense?
Yes, and that's what they hate.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to show him be human. They want to show him be a Nazi. They want to show him being a super racist. They want to show him be a white supremacist. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that he is. I wouldn't say he's a white supremacist. I think that he's a white nationalist.
Yeah, he is 100% a white nationalist.
It's not. I mean, there's racial nationalists on every corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, Malcolm X was a black nationalist. Dr. Umar was probably, you could say he's a black nationalist. You know what I'm saying? Like just people that are
There's
worried
people
about
that are Christian nationalists.
Yeah, people that are worried about their race. I want to like push
or their religion,
their race, their religion, and they talk about whatever their race is going through. And yeah, they might say some ignorant shit about other races. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that.
Malcolm X called white people the devil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
So it's like,
but he didn't hate white people.
Yeah, like you don't have to disagree with it, but you don't have to
agree with
try to silence it, right? Because when you cut out a man's tongue, you're only making him like infamous. You know, you're not really shutting him down.
All they've been trying to cancel Nick Fuentes since what?
He's officially been canceled, dude.
No, he's been canceled.
Like the worst kind. Like they put him on a no-fly list. Today he can't transfer bank. He can't do bank transactions. So if like you want to buy something from his store, you got to pay it with Bitcoin because he's banned from all credit card transactions. He was on a no-fly list for a long time, but I think that got lifted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've canceled him. It doesn't work no more, dude. Yeah. Like you just make him more intriguing. Yeah. That's all you do.
Yeah, but I think because the right wing gets a lot of money from Israeli backers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like lobbyists and stuff like that. So when Tucker has him on, it's like, oh.
Yeah, they just have to denounce it. I don't think they could truly cancel.
They probably get an email. Like if you took money from the AIPAC or you took money from that segment of the lobby, I'm pretty sure you got an email that morning like, yo, make a video and denounce Tucker and denounce this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know. Give me a second. The thing is that Nick Fuentes is seen as such a large anti-Semite that it creates a problem for all these news networks and stuff that have that backing. Yeah, facts. But I thought it was a great interview. All in all. And shout out to Nick Fuentes. He's back on the mainstream, basically. You know, kind of, sort of. I'm seeing him on YouTube more often now. I see him all over Instagram. Yeah. And shout out to Instagram for becoming like a free speech platform because...
Is that what's happening? Or are they just attacking the algorithm with accounts? And
Bro.
I think that he's not allowed to have a personal account, right?
Yeah. You can't stop other people.
It's the Andrew Tate method. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Tate was not allowed to have an account because he was banned. But he had an army of dudes clipping him. He was paying them too. He had an army of dudes clipping his thing and pushing it. And if the account got deleted, they made another account. And they put 19 posts a day. Boom, 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 boom. And that started to catch. So even no matter how hard you tried to get it, you couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what's happening. I don't think Nick Fuentes is paying the people like similar to what Andrew Tate did. But I think Nick Fuentes just has like a strong like following. And people are just doing it. And it's funny, dude. Like, you could clip some shit that's funny. But I've been seeing, like, a lot of, like... I'm not going to lie. I've been seeing, like, a lot of racist shit on Instagram, dude. Yeah. And then I was watching it. There's this one guy. He was on the Fresh and Fit podcast. He's a white guy with a mustache. You know who I'm talking about?
Women Propaganda is the name of his... it's the name of his account, but I don't know I don't know his name.
Yeah. Bro, he's like a super racist, dude. Dude, he's a real... Like, if he's joking, he needs to say something. Because, I don't know.
I don't think he's joking at all. But the difference between him and Nick is that he doesn't really make an argument on legitimate issues in the country. He's just like... He just roasts people. Like that guy just roasts people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's if you're into that kind of content,
it's funny, dude. I see it a lot. You know what I mean? But Instagram is having like a lot of anti-Semitic, racist shit all over it. Yeah. But I'm cool with it, dude, because I want it to be free.
Yeah, and I don't think that shit makes you racist. I think what it is that we went for so long with being censored as far as that kind of content was censored. So it's like being a little... You remember when you were a little kid? Well, at least me, right? I don't know about you. I don't know your
It's like watching porn for the first time?
No, it's like when you first got into like rap music and you heard curse words.
You're like, oh.
You were like, ooh, he said that. That's crazy. You know? Yeah. Put it in your mouth. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yo, you heard that? Like, oh, you listen to it so your parents want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. I feel like that kind of content, that racist content, they make it so it's racist.
It's a jaw dropper.
But then it's funny.
Yeah.
In a certain way, right? So they use kind of comedy to like be racist, and I don't think that turns people racist. It might turn low IQ, stupid people, legitimately racist. But if you think for your own, if you have your own mind, if you think for yourself, that shit's not going to turn you racist.
You know, I'm gonna speak a little freely because I'm trying to hold back because we're talking about so much touchy topics. You know what I'm saying? And you got to really be careful. But we're not famous. I think it's hilarious, and I enjoy watching it. You know, I myself am not racist. My brother's black. My sister's gay. But I do think it's a problem that there's so much of it on Instagram because people are stupid, and you know, it might turn someone that's not racist.
Yeah, and you got to think about it like this: like, what is being racist, right? Like what is truly being racist? Being racist
like
is
hating somebody,
not knowing an individual, looking at their skin color or their background and hating them and thinking you're superior to them because of who you are. And that's a certain kind of individual that can look at somebody and automatically just hate them.
Yeah, you gotta be a real dumbass
and not give them a chance.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I think that percentage of humans in this country that are actually really like that, I think is very low. I think the majority of people are.
Bro, you say that, but we're in Miami. Like, I don't know about all of the United States. So someone like me in Miami, it would kind of be hard to be racist, dude. I'm around people that don't speak English. We're mostly in the Latin community.
Yeah, I speak more Spanish than English nowadays.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Nowadays, I'm talking, when I'm at work, I'm speaking more Spanish than English, for sure. Yeah. And, dude, I'm around black people all the time, bro. We're in a black neighborhood, you know, that's turning Spanish due to gentrification. But, like, other than that, like, I don't think we'll ever be that. But there is neighborhoods like center United States that are probably majority white, where some kid in his teens, New York, or not New York, like, you know, in middle school, could become racist due to this kind of content. You know, it's kind of like,
but who cares about that thing anyway? You know, all right, I got you. We might live in a bubble because we live in Miami.
Yeah, like
we're diverse here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I grew up in New York, and you know,
and New York's
in New York
diverse.
City, in New York. You know, Long Island, which was diverse as fuck. Came to Miami, it's diverse as fuck here. You know what I mean? So maybe I am, right? But if some weird hillbillies in Indiana somewhere hate me because of my hat or my hoodie or my beard or my tattoos, who cares? But what are they gonna do? Are they gonna is the Klan gonna get together and hang you at a restaurant? Like, is that really gonna happen?
I don't think.
All right, are you gonna get a weird look in the middle of America somewhere because people? Who cares, bro? Like, that shit don't affect me. And if I was to take a freaking road trip up there, it's not gonna affect me.
You know what I think makes people racist? When you open up the borders, bro, and you let people flood in, and people's neighborhoods become gentrified. You know, like. You know, or like
I don't think that's a racist thing, bro.
I think it's just I think
I think what's happening is people are losing their culture when small towns around the United States get invaded by illegals, right? Your stores start becoming different stores, right? Your churches start turning into other churches.
Yeah, you're
right?
wording it way better than I could have.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, these people are coming in and I hate them because of who they of their skin. I hate them because they're not here. I think it's more of like, hey, my neighborhood is becoming not what I'm losing my neighborhood. I'm losing my country. I'm losing my way of life because you guys brought in 30 million people from the third world countries who are changing the culture of my country. And I don't think that's a racist thing. I think it's a cultural thing, and I think Americans have the right to be upset about that.
Exactly. You worded it better than I could ever word it. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how Nick Fuentes speaks about it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, and UK is having a big problem with immigration right now too.
Yeah.
People are getting mad, dude, because they're letting everybody in. Yeah. Like, bro, it fucks shit up.
And they're arresting people for social media posts.
Yeah, dude, they are fucking their country up, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know who's in charge over there, dude. I'm not familiar with their politics, but they got some shit going on, bro. Yeah. They need to fix their shit. All their citizens are becoming more right winged. That's good, but I don't think they have any real like voting system like we do over here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about that.
Don't they have kings?
I know they're in trouble.
Yeah,
I know that. I know they're in trouble.
Yeah, that's a fact.
All right, moving on to sports, dog.
Let's get into it.
American sports suck.
That's true.
Who do I blame? I blame gambling. I blame legal gambling. I believe legal gambling is destroying our sports, bro.
Do you think so, bro? Because I never watched basketball and football before, but now I put in a bet and I watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. It started off when, like, my friends would be like, oh, that game was fixed. You know? They lost their parlay. This shit was fixed, bro. Fucking Vegas has everything fixed. Or these apps, they got too much money. There's too much money on the line. There's too much this on the line. It's fixed. It's fixed. And me being naive and stupid, I'd be like, no, bro, you know, like, have faith in the system, you know. That's gambling. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But these guys are doing their best, right? And then this week, FBI arrests Miami Heat star. Not a star, but I forgot the dude's name. But they arrested a Miami Heat player for fixing the game. And then they arrested a head coach, Chauncey Billups, for illegal gambling. You know what I mean? And if you watch the NBA now, it sucks, bro. Nobody's playing defense. The scores are super high. Every score is 145 to 123. Shit looks like a all-star game. You know what I mean? And
Terry Rozier.
Yeah, Terry Rozier. Yeah, he was the Miami. And it had to be a Miami Heat, right? It had to be one of us, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck. They couldn't get some freaking Pacers player or, you know? Whatever.
Or the Nuggets.
Yeah, so I mean, it sucks, bro. Because now, once one goes bad, now I see the whole thing as being rigged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. And then freaking all the players are injured and taking off to like elongate their career. So you go to a Heat game and stars aren't playing tonight. They're injured, and you know it just sucks, bro.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's not fun no more.
Yeah. Well. Basketball has always been getting boring to me ever since like that they started mixing politics with the NBA. LeBron's fault. But that's when I stopped watching basketball. That's when I was like, yo, fuck this. Like, I'm not watching it. You know what I'm saying? He's stressing me out. Like, you know what I mean? I'm fucking in high school, and this guy's stressing me out, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that was LeBron, dude. I think that was more of that.
That was the whole thing, but I don't know. I saw LeBron as the face of it.
Who's that quarterback with the afro who kneeled down and made that big thing?
But the football didn't have it that much, dude.
Yeah.
Football,
I think that was that was the catalyst.
Yeah, that was like the catapult to the whole thing in the NBA.
Yeah.
But LeBron was like the face of this like thing when I was younger. Like I always saw LeBron. They were always asking LeBron questions because he was the superstar, and that fucked up basketball for me. I still like football a little bit, but I don't watch it too much. And what helped me get into it really was the sports betting, which is when I started gambling a little more on it.
I'm torn on the issue, right? Because I enjoy it.
I enjoy betting.
I don't get out of control, dude. I do not.
Sometimes
I'm not a big gambler, bro. Yeah. Trust me.
Not on sports bets.
Yeah, this year on sports, I probably bet under $500 all year round, right?
It's not bad.
It's not bad, and I've won for the most part, right? So I don't have a gambling problem. But I've seen the dark side of it. Like I've recently heard of a guy I know committed suicide because, like, in a short period of time, he went into $50,000 in debt in sports gambling. His girlfriend broke up with him, and he unalived himself. You know what I mean? Young guy, whole life in front of him, And
money.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand the dark side of that. My father, when he was alive, you know, he would always tell me like, "Yo, don't get into that." You know, like, you know, don't. I'm hearing you like talk about it more and more. Like, be very careful with that. And I'm like, all right, Pop, yeah, you know, whatever. And then he'll call me on Friday and be like, "Yo, put $200 on this team. I got a feeling on it." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Yo, bro, you just told me to chill." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
But it does like enhance your experience. It makes you like more
into the game. It's almost like you are a part of the team now. That's what makes it so interesting.
It so crucial. Eh? Like in football, like, okay, the Rams are playing the Steelers. Like, who really cares, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. You got to really be a fan of it. But you go ahead and put $200 on the Rams and watch how every turnover, how every
you get mad, like you feel it.
Yeah, bro. It's like boom, 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 and then when you win, you're like on top of the world, bro. And if you lose, it sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is engaging. But I think it is messing up the fabric of sports, right? Because like now the UFC, they also had a gambling scandal this week, where it was actually Dana White in the UFC who called the FBI because they have like an AI app in a company that tracks the gambling odds. You know what I'm saying? So if there's anything that's weird, they get red flagged on it. You know what I'm saying? So there was a fight over the weekend, Yadir Del Valle versus Isaac Bulgarian, right? Isaac Bulgarian is he's never been submitted or knocked out in the first round. And last minute, all this money goes against the underdog, which was Yadir, right? And the specific bet that was like super high was that he would be submitted in the first round. Why? Because Isaac Bulgarian has never been submitted before, ever. So that was like the highest bet. And all this money came in, a red flag hit Dana White. Dana White calls Isaac Bulgarian and says, "Hey, are you okay? Because there's there's a lot of money went one way, and it flags our system. So we're just calling to make sure, are you good? Like, or do you feel well? Are you injured? Maybe that got out that you were injured and you're fighting anyway, or did somebody approach you? You know what I'm saying, to throw a fight or anything like that?" And the guy's like, "No, bro, I'm gonna kill that guy. This and that, boom, boom." They're like, "All right," they documented it. They let the fight go on. Bulgarian gets submitted in the first round, right? And all the money goes the other way. So they haven't been able to prove it, you know what I'm saying? But the FBI is investigating it because the UFC called the FBI to investigate it. Because that'll ruin your business and ruin your brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I understand why Dana White did that. It's the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I mean,
the coincidence is ridiculous there. You know what I mean? So, I would have thought the same thing.
Yeah, and the way that the commentators were watching the fight and calling it, Bulgarian wasn't defending. He wasn't wrestling good.
He was playing like ass.
Yeah, he was. It looked like he was throwing the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Fighting like an amateur.
Yeah. So if a duck quacks, then it's probably a duck, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm tired of it, man. Well, shout out to the Dodgers. They won the World Series in a 7-game brawl against Toronto. So Kendrick wins over Drake.
Yeah.
Again. Another loss for Drake.
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, that guy is Ohtani, right? 6 foot plus pitcher who throws 100-mile-an-hour fastballs all night long.
I'm not familiar with basketball. Is that the Asian?
No, this is baseball.
That's baseball. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
my bad.
He's Japanese.
That's the Japanese.
Japanese phenom, 6+ unit.
Fuck.
Throws 100 miles an hour every time he throws, striking people out left and right.
Shit.
And he gets to bat and he hits home runs all day.
Oh my God, dude. This guy's superhuman, dude.
Dude, he's probably the best baseball player I've ever seen, dude.
Damn.
It's a shame too because he's not American. You know what I
mean?
What's more baseball? What's more American than baseball?
Football.
You know what I mean?
Nah, nothing. I think baseball is only. Baseball and football are pretty equal when it comes to an American sport.
Across America, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was cool. It was cool. We haven't seen a pitcher be able to hit like that since like Babe Ruth before he got fat and an alcoholic. You know what I mean? But it was pretty amazing to witness it.
That's fire.
Yeah, it made me a little excited about baseball again.
I mean, yeah, baseball does a lot of little things, bro.
Dude, baseball is fire live.
Yeah, I guarantee, like, if I go over there to the stadium, drink a beer, get a hot dog, and I'm watching a baseball game,
it's dope.
And they always have these little shows and
they
little
got the
games
best
they're playing.
seats in the house are $35. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, I might be exaggerating, but you know, you get really good seats for cheap.
Yeah,
you know
like even $200 front row seat is pretty fire.
Yeah, the Marlins got a dope dome. You know, so even if it's hot out, you could be in the air conditioning when you watch the game. You go to watch a Heat game and it's so uncomfortable. Like the seating, the seating suck. You're super high. If you want to be low, it costs thousands of dollars. Even if the best players aren't playing, it just sucks. So yeah, dude, that was cool. All right, what else happened? Now Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane for the heavyweight UFC championship fight. That's the dude who was supposed to be a big threat to John Jones.
He got poked in the eyes.
He got poked in both eyes.
Damn.
Dude, nasty work.
He only had one eye patch on, though, but that's probably...
But if you watch the replay, like, the pointer finger goes, like, knuckle deep, and the other one goes, like, into the top of the finger deep. So, you know, he was getting criticized because people were like, dude, you're the champ. Like, you haven't fought in a year. Sometimes you got to fight with one eye, bro. You don't just quit like that.
I mean, bro.
He was looking for a way out.
Come on, guys. We got to be realistic here, dude.
Yeah.
If you're fucking getting eye gouged, like...
And then you can't see.
Yeah, bro. Right? What are you going to do? Stay fighting?
Yeah, bro.
Lose your vision?
There's some people that want that. They want you to be a gladiator and go out and go all the way. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, number one, if you cannot see, like, legitimately cannot see, are you going to keep on fighting, dude? You can't see.
No, yeah.
You're going to lose the fight. Number two, you're the champion. You know how MMA pays terribly to the guys. Only the champions make money. You went through all these guys, knocking them out, you right, in devastating fashion. You finally become champion. You get fouled. You're the victim in the situation. You can't see. Now you're gonna go
all
out,
that hard work.
Yeah, not being able to see against a very dangerous guy to possibly lose the fight, lose the championship, lose the money. You know what I'm saying? And possibly lose your eyesight. Like, what if your eye was really bad, like really, really bad, and you needed to go to the emergency room and get the bleeding stopped on the inside of the eye before you lose it? You're gonna put your vision in front of the fight? No, bro.
Yeah, some people are retarded.
Yeah.
They live in a fairy tale land.
Yeah. And to think that he was scared or he didn't want to continue because the guy was piecing him up, like, that's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Tom Aspinall is a monster. He's been on the big stage before.
Yeah, he's a good fighter.
Yeah, he ain't scared of nobody.
Yeah, he ain't better than John Jones, but he's a good fighter.
Well, I mean, we never know how that fight. We only got the Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall. We only got one round.
I mean, we'll never know.
Cyril was on his bike piecing him up. Yeah. But Tom Aspinall can knock you out with one punch. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him do it to top contenders. Yeah. So we don't know how it could have ended. But the way Cyril was piecing him up, broke his nose, was able to outmove him as far as movement is concerned, and he was able to score and not get hit, was kind of a red flag. Because, like, what would have John Jones done to him?
Oh, John Jones.
Because John Jones is nasty.
Yeah, John Jones will beat Tom Aspinall 100%.
Yeah.
I have no doubt on that. Yeah. Now, as far as this fight went, just for some, like, clarification, because I didn't get to watch it. I was at work. Who won? No one won, right? It was no contest?
Yeah, no contest.
All right. Yeah. I was just curious there because I heard you talking about the championship.
Now they have to
redo the fight.
And why were people so mad about the no contest? Because people were gambling on the fight.
Yeah.
And then they got their money back and they didn't win, they didn't lose.
Oh, no, I got my money back.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's probably a favor for some of you guys, all right? Yeah. Now you got a sneak peek into the next bet. I'll be happy as fuck.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I got a sneak peek. Okay, well, now I know how he's going to do this. Yeah. He's going to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Cyril Gane was the underdog. And he was winning the first round. So everybody who put big money on the underdog was mad because had the fight continued, they would have won. Right?
Yeah, that's why they want Aspinall to lose his eye, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm telling you. That whole gambling thing is messing up
and I heard
the fabric of sports.
That's true. That's okay. I could see there. Yeah,
You know what
you
I'm
see,
saying?
that's an example of how it's fucking up sports.
Yeah.
But for someone like me who doesn't care, like I'll lose $100, I don't give a fuck, you know. But for someone like me, I enjoy putting a little bit of money on there. Yeah, you're gonna spend $60 on food anyways. $60 on Tom Aspinall. Yeah. $60 on the underdog, bro. Sometimes I do bets that are impossible to win, and I'd be like, you never know. I'll put $5 here.
It's better than a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you ever buy a lottery ticket, it's
you're never going to win, dude.
Yeah, the numbers, they generate themselves, or you can play your own numbers, right? So some people do. But let's just say, like, I've done this before. You go, the lottery is at $1 billion, and you're like, oh, shit, I'm going to play now. So you go and you get your little $5 and you put it, and they give you your ticket.
And you lose.
And then the next day, you're thinking about it all day. Imagine $1 billion, bro. I'm going to get half of that. Bro. Wow. What am I going to do? 500 million. What? Change my life, change my family's life, change my mom's life, change everybody's life. Boom, boom. The next day, you wake up, you're like, all right, let me check the numbers. Bro, you're not even close.
Yeah, you're so off.
You didn't even get one number out of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and you're like, come back to reality, and you're like, bro, like the chances of me hitting every one of those numbers.
Yeah, it's like, slimmer than Tom Aspinall winning a fight.
Exactly.
Or
your craziest parlay.
Yeah, or your craziest parlay.
Like your craziest parlay has got a way better chance than that shit.
Yeah, you know and the cool thing about the parlays, bro, is that shit, dude. Prize Picks should start sponsoring us because we're shit talking gambling, and now we're talking about how fun it is.
Yeah.
Bro, it's fun.
No,
that's the thing about it.
It is fun if you can control it, because like
some people are
else,
sick.
Drinking is fun, but it will ruin your freaking life.
Yeah,
dude.
it could fuck you up.
Eating is fun, but it will ruin your life.
Yeah.
Like any vice, you know, sex could be fun, but it will ruin your life.
Yeah, everything's good in moderation.
Yeah, exactly.
Even racist jokes on Instagram, you know, like, but in moderation. That's
Bro,
you know what I mean. But when there's too much, it's a problem.
I grew up on racist jokes, dude.
Yeah, they're the
you know
best.
What I'm saying, like back in the '80s and '90s, comedians Eddie Murphy would roast Italian people and imitate them, and it was freaking hilarious.
Love it. Arius Spears.
Yeah. Well, that's like newer generation. But I'm talking about like '80s and '90s. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a bunch of racist jokes, but it was funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
I think America, you started this pod by saying, like, America's fuck. I think America's hitting a good point, dude. You know, we're just in a rough patch right now, but this is the first year. You know, this is really Biden's economy right now.
Yeah.
Like, Trump's stuff isn't really going to go into effect till next year, majority of it. And I think next year we're going to see what Trump truly did. Like, that's when we're going to be able to judge him. Like, if next year, like, eggs went down, milk went down, no one's talking about that. They're just talking about fucking beef.
Yeah.
Beef went up like a motherfucker, dude. I ain't gonna lie, dude. That shit's expensive. I went to Walmart to get a little steak, bro. This big skyrocketed up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But what I mean, America's cooked culturally. That was my message.
Yeah, right now there's a collab.
Like sports is cooked.
Yeah.
Music is cooked.
That's a fact.
Our cities are cooked.
New York
government is shut down.
That's true.
Cost of living is super high. We can't have as much fun as we want to have fun, or because we're budgeting. Everything's a budget, and yeah, that's just part of being an adult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, damn, dude, you got to have more of a balance of life, personal life, and family. And I just feel like the majority of the country right now, it's just more like trying to survive instead of like trying to thrive. You know?
Yeah, I could see that.
Vacations are carefully planned. Like,
yeah,
buying things now are like carefully planned, bro. Restaurants are going out of business left and right.
Well, you know, that's how I've been since I've been an adult. Like, since I hit 21, I've been having to carefully plan everything. Like, I didn't get the America of like $50 plane tickets.
Yeah,
you know.
I lived here when I was making $1,000 a week. And a house was $150,000.
I fucking
rent was $600. A brand new BMW car payment was $500. And then, like, I lived at that time. I didn't know how good I had it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, if I could go back in time at your age during your time, I would definitely have bought a house. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because now it's fucking impossible. I was looking for houses the other day. It's $400,000 for a fucking townhouse over here with shitty parking.
Yeah, facts.
And that's so you can own the house with a $3,000 fucking monthly bill, dude.
Yeah.
Like, impossible.
Yeah. And AI is taking everybody's jobs. It's not bullshit. It's a fact. Amazon just laid off 600,000 people that were working in warehouses and shit like that because they're using robots now to package everything, box everything, and get it loaded on the trucks. That shit's gonna be it's gonna be freaking AI robots. The drivers eventually are gonna get taken out by robots. Uber drivers are definitely gonna be a thing of the past.
Yeah, because they're trying to fucking form a union. Fuck Uber up, dude. Bro, they want wages now.
Dude, Tesla is already doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? They just haven't brought it to Miami yet. But there's autonomous Ubers in other cities already, and it's working fine. If you go to Brickell now, you'll see robots going up and down the thing, dropping food off. Instacart, Uber Eats, like that is already something you could see in Miami. You feel me? So it's like, shit is looking cooked, dude. UPS says now they're cutting down on their workforce. They're going to be using the same shit Amazon is doing. So you got to get into a trade if you want to make money, bro. If you want to have a secure thing, you're going to have to become an electrician, a plumber, an air conditioning tech. You're going to have to be a nurse, a doctor, some things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to have to do something. You're just not going to be able to graduate high school and go make a living. It's not going to happen.
Nah, yeah, definitely not.
It's not going to happen.
No, not at all.
You're going to suffer. You're really going to have a bad life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Elon was on Joe Rogan, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. He's talking about that what is that shit
called?
3-eye Atlas. 3-eye Atlas. He just said as a comment, dude. People are talking about, bro, it's alien, it's this, it's
that. It
that.
could be an alien, bro.
Elon said if it was an alien, he'd be the first one to say it, and he'll come on the show and say it. He said it's not an alien, it's a comet, dude.
Yeah, I was so excited.
Dude, I'll take his word for it. He seems like a guy who knows what's going on in
I mean,
space.
bro, look, it's not even going to hit us, so we're fine. But if it was, like, because the way they were making it sound before, right, like just a week ago, they're like, yo, that shit turned. What the fuck? It's pointing towards Earth now, right? That was what the media was saying. And I was thinking, like, fuck, dude, it better be an alien. Because if a rock that big hits us, like, one of us is fucked, dude. Yeah. And not for nothing. I hope that shit goes on the other side of the equator, dude. Yeah. Like, I don't care about Russia, Chinese, Europe, you know what I mean? I need to be safe over here in the States, bro.
Yeah, Rogan asked him about a cell phone. He's like, yo, are you going to drop the Tesla phone? And he was like, no, under no circumstances am I going to make a cell phone. He's like, why, though? Everybody's asking you for it. You seem to be the only person that could rival Apple with your products. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you do it? And he was like, because he basically said there was no future in cell phones. He says within the next 7 years, you're not even going to have a phone. You're going to have a wearable device that is completely AI.
100%.
Yeah, and you're not going to yeah.
I said it on this pod one time, bro. I said they'll replace your cell phone with glasses, bro. Yeah. Because it's so much easier, dude. As soon as they're able to figure out the scrolling, the text messaging, like wearing glasses will be the new thing. And, you know, it'll be a problem the world will have to fix. You know, when people have their glasses on, like when you walk into a strip club and they're like, hey, no cameras, it's going to be a little hard now. Yeah. But, yeah, they're going to change the cell phone.
But I don't know, bro, because, like, you kind of want a screen.
So I want it on my face. So
you can watch content, right? But not everybody wants to wear glasses. And you're, like, I'm a bouncer, so I get into fights a lot. So I don't want to wear glasses. I don't want somebody punching my glasses into my face.
They'll figure that out.
You know what I mean?
They'll figure it out, though.
Yeah.
They'll 100% figure that out. Yeah. Like, you know, maybe your cell phone would just be an extension of the thing.
My cell phone survives fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to fight me, I'll put my cell phone in my pocket, we could fight. My cell phone's going to be fine. You know what I'm saying?
You can put your glasses down.
Yeah, but that's also like...
He got his glasses on too, bro.
Sometimes you get sucker punched. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're trying to break up a fight and you don't even expect it. And then somebody pushes you into the wall. But I guess that's a very niche problem for security people, right? I mean, the rest of the country isn't going to deal with that. Another thing I don't like
majority of the country doesn't.
Another thing I don't like about glasses is they could be snatched off of you. So if you're in the inner city, you're on the subway, somebody could just snatch the glasses off your head.
But dude, you could just put a band.
Yeah.
Now when they snatched it, pulling your face.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean, you could just put a band around the glasses.
Yeah. And I feel like I lose glasses a lot easier than I lose my phone.
I think it would be amazing for the world to be like what would the term be? I just think it'll be amazing for me to be right here. Me grab a video, go like that, move it over here, and now I'm watching a video. Or maybe while we're doing this podcast, I have some talking points I want to talk about, and I have it over here. When I look over here, I can see it, but when I look over here, I'm looking at you now, and it just stays in place, which is something I just find so interesting that I am excited about for the future. You know what I mean? And my children.
True that. Yeah, and then he was talking about politics and how basically the healthcare thing that the Democrats are fighting for is bigger than just free healthcare for illegals and shit like that. He says the majority of money allocated to these big cities is for healthcare, and they can't balance their budget without getting that money. So if they don't get that money, it'll bankrupt the city. So that's basically what he was saying, you know what I'm saying? And he just said it was a scam. He says like all of the illegals being entered by Biden's era was just so they could allocate those illegals in places that they need them. Not really so much swing states, but just Democratic states that they can put the population to a point where they get more seats in the Senate and Congress because they're bigger. They're a bigger state now because they have more people. And then that way they win the Electoral College because the Republicans have been beating, the Democrats have been beating the Republicans on the popular vote for years and years and years and years, but the Republicans always win because of the Electoral College. So with this way, they'll be able to win the Electoral College and win the popular vote forever. So that's why he was basically saying you guys have to vote like this is going to be the last time you're going to be able to vote because that was the reason.
Yeah, bro, we shouldn't be letting in a bunch of illegal immigrants anyways. You know, it's always been so stupid to me that, and when you have this conversation with a lib, right? They sit there and, they're looking for this. Okay, bro, you know what I'm saying? Why don't we just bring them in here legally, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we need illegal immigrants. Why don't we need legal immigrants, huh? You guys ever thought about that, you dipshits?
They don't see it like that because they don't think they think your position is coming from a racist, bigoted thing.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
how could you be Hispanic and be against immigration? You're an immigrant. Your family was an immigrant. You voting against your own interests is nasty work. Like, how could you be like that? This and that. Dude, it's not that we're Latinos and we're against immigration.
Yeah.
Obviously, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for immigration. Nobody is native to this country except Native Americans, if we're going to be honest. Everybody's immigrant. You know what I mean? It's not that. It is, there's a way, and there's a specific way you need to become an American citizen. And it's not by breaking the law when you first get here. That's a disrespect to all of our families who saved up money, right? You know how hard it is to save up enough money to move your family here on a Colombian dollar?
Exactly.
Working in a Colombian factory, hustling in a third world country.
Pretty hard.
Just enough to pay for your things, move your family over. The sacrifice that our grandparents and their grandparents and our parents had to make to get here. It was a mission, dude.
Yeah.
It was a mission. And they had to become citizens. They had to learn. They had to assimilate to American culture, right? When they got here. That is what we want, right?
Yeah.
We don't want Biden going in and making a speech going, flood the border.
Yeah, bro.
America's for everybody. America was funded on immigration. Everybody come, everybody come, everybody come.
Illegally, now, no paperwork. You don't need nothing. Yeah. Abuela can't work because she doesn't have a permit. That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, now you guys, you know what I'm saying?
Like, you're going to get deported next. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not going to get deported next.
Dude, you dumb
I got a New York City freaking birth certificate, bro. I'm not going to get deported, dude. And you saying that is just, to me, it's kind of prejudice.
It's racist.
Yeah, like you think just because I'm Latino, I'm going to get deported, dude. It's not like, oh, we're deporting all Latinos. No,
yeah, you tards.
We're not deporting all Latinos, dude. We're deporting Latinos who came here illegally.
Yeah.
And commit crimes.
Now, look, I have
And they'd be like, oh, but when they came in, they're not committing crimes. They're coming in the work. Dude, coming into the border illegally
is a crime.
Is a freaking crime. Of course, they committed a crime. And then you go, oh, well, that's just a fucked up thing for you to say. Okay, cool, bro. You want to think like that? I'm not going to change your mind. But let me tell you something, bro. If I want to move to Japan tomorrow, right, they're going to make me go through their system. If not, they're not gonna let me in.
Exactly.
If I don't go through their rules, they will not let me stay. They will fucking take me out of their country. And what are you gonna say? Oh, they're because I'm Latino, they hate me, and it's racist.
Yeah, it doesn't work, bro.
No, bro.
It doesn't work in the real world. These ideologies, you know what I'm saying? There's a middle ground here that I feel like Democrats and Republicans don't talk about. Like, we could just make it quicker. You know what I mean? Okay, it takes long. It takes a year.
Bro,
okay.
it's the Democrats' fault, and I'm not being. Let me tell you, bro. Go back to Obama's stance on immigration.
Yeah, bro.
Go back to Hillary Clinton's speeches on immigration. We're deporting everybody. If you commit a crime, you're out of here.
You got to speak English.
No president has ever deported more people than Barack Obama.
That's true.
Barack Obama took off the wet foot, dry foot for Cubans, bro. He was a tyrant when it came to that. And everybody supported it because their side said it was okay. The second their side said it's not okay, now it's like the biggest controversy in the world.
Yeah, the real problem here is that there's more Democratic journalists than there is Republican journalists. Yeah. That's the real issue America has right now in politics. But, you know, there's a middle ground here where we could just make it quicker. Like, we don't have to, like, we got to kick everybody out right now. But, you know, we don't have to close off the border 100%. You know, we don't have to let everybody in without no paperwork. Like, we could let people in and make them do the process to fucking get their paperwork.
Without causing a healthcare crisis.
Exactly.
Without causing a traffic crisis in our places. Without causing a housing crisis where everybody's rent is $5,000 a month. Like, this show is bad. Yeah. It was all bad.
Another problem is when you let people into this country, right? And this is just my little pet peeve, is that, let's say, you know, and this might seem like a little taboo, but when you let everybody into this country from other countries, they don't hold the same values that an American holds. Like, somebody from, Guatemala or Colombia or Mexico doesn't give a fuck about the First Amendment or the Second Amendment because they don't fucking have it over there, dude. You know, so when they vote, they're not thinking about that shit. They're just thinking about, like, whatever the minor problems they have right now, because everyone votes selfishly. So do I. So do you. I vote for me. Now, I have an instilled American value where I want my First and Second Amendment, like most Americans do. But when a bunch of illegal immigrants come over here and California lets them vote without an ID, they don't give a fuck about the First and Second Amendment.
A Republican will never win California because the way it's set up right now.
Yeah, dude, they got to fix that shit.
It can never happen.
All the blue states are no ID, bro. Everywhere Kamala Harris won, if you look at it, no ID was needed. Yeah. I mean, that's the issue.
Well, the Supreme Court's going to rule on that with probably the end of this week, and it's going to be a make or break the country kind of vote.
Yeah, we need that ID shit. Bro, bring your fucking ID to vote, dude.
Yeah, the Democrats are cooked if the Supreme Court votes in our favor.
Bro, why would you not have your ID to vote?
They're going to have to leave.
Yeah. If you don't need your ID to vote, what's stopping me from voting 3 times?
Yeah. You're going to see it. If they lose that, you're going to see the Democrats' position change on immigration. Because now they're not going to have the funding. And the mission is dead because those people aren't going to be able to vote.
Listen, Democrats just need to stop being tyrants. You know what I mean? They need to come up with the new ideas. Come to me, tell me we're going to fix the housing crisis. Tell me your plan and tell me you're going to make it so I could buy a house. Guess what? You tell me that, bro, I'm voting.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? That's what I need. I need to be able to buy a house. Young America right now can't buy a fucking home. It's impossible. No. I make a good living. Dude, I don't make shit money. I make good money. Yeah. I'm pretty comfortable, but I can't buy a home. Yeah. That sucks. That's what the politicians need to come with. You know, you're coming to me with problems I don't care about.
Yeah. All right, that's the end of the show. We appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Peace. Jesus is king.
Bow. Cheer.